And we're live. Greetings, friends. Happy Saturday. Welcome to the Saturday Horse Show, featuring the livered chestnut Hungarian half-bred, also known as Boadicea. Mark is here, and David. Welcome, David. Appreciate you, friend. David, what's for dinner? Sharp Frost, Sharpie. Greetings. Happy Saturday. The extra. Welcome, friend. Miko says, hello, Super Antonio. Hello, David. Mark, Eagles, Sharp. Homie, howdy, fellers. Happy weekends. Happy weekends to you, friend. Appreciate you. Thanks for being here. How is everyone tonight? David says, there he is. There you are, David. And David also says, welcome. Sit a spell. Take your shoes off. Hit that like button. Yes, indeed. Please do. 10 viewers in the chat. Welcome. Happy Saturday. Appreciate you being here, friends. We are joined once more by our channel co-host, Sadie, the channel dog, who is currently relaxing. She had a bath. Pasta Alfredo. I love pasta Alfredo, David. I'd eat that right now. Yeah, she had a bath, so she's all clean, and she's all soft, and she's all tired. Sleeping on the job once more, but that's okay. We're happy to have her here.
All right, girl.
Hey, get that horse out of here!
All right, don't get all worked up. Yeah.
And that's our Saturday. I always give her a shower. Miko says, hello, Sadie. See? She's all clean now, Miko. And very tired. David says, Kodak says, RR roof. When do you wash Kodak, David? And that seems like a chore. Kodak is a big dog. Or do you take him to the groomers? Christian says, Sadie is more energetic today, Super Antonio, or still tired? She looks as good as ever. She is all clean, Christian. She just had a shower. So she's all relaxed. David says, Chris. Greetings, Christian. Happy Saturday. This horse, as you know, as you probably know, exists in the game files. It's very difficult to pull her out. You'll need to use a mod like Save Wizard. Eagle says, how do you get a different saddle? Go to the stable. Ask the stable owner. Dead Man's Hand. Aces and Eights says, hey, how's it going? Greetings, friend. Happy Saturday. We got Arthur's horse first. Now we need to get the Super Antonio outfit, the Super Arthur outfit. David says, Trapper saddles are easy to get. They are indeed, David. And they are worth every penny. Eagle says, how do you make your outfit? Quite easily. We do it at the tent. And, coincidentally, we are doing it right now. David, I take back everything I said about Dragon's Den Part 2. I know it's Dragon's Domain. I like saying Dragon's Den. Looks like they're going to beat you to death with microtransactions. Just nickel and dime you. Costs $1 just to save your game. What's that about? So I take back everything I said. It does not look interesting anymore. It looks horrible. Doc Skullhammer is here. Greetings, Doc. Happy Saturday. Doc says, I just finished the snake saddle with the trapper today. An excellent accomplishment, Doc. How did you do it? Did you use small game arrows? That's how I do it. David says, rattlesnake saddle takes 10 snakes. All the others just 1 pelt. And Christian says, hey Doc, how are you, partner? Well, when you think of how small the snake skin is, David, of course, you can't there is that giant snake that we can't do anything with. I should make a short of that. I'll make a note of it. Make a note of that, Morgan. Giant snake saddle. David says, what's up, Doc? Glad you're back, Doc. Serena was asking about you.
You're all right, girl.
Let's go get that hat. Yeah, I had Dragon's Domain Part 2 actually got me considering getting a PS5 until I saw all the microtransactions. Doc says, small game arrows are my way. This probably the 9th or 10th snake saddle I've gotten for my Arthurs. Yeah, once I figured out small game arrows, it became my favorite saddle. Ashen King says, for me it's the Panther saddle for Arthur and the snake saddle for John. Interesting choices. I used to love that Panther saddle. That used to be my favorite saddle. And Doc says, howdy, David.
Hey, mister.
Wish the Trapper had some kind of wolf saddle. I mean, he has a bear saddle. I don't know how much use a beaver saddle is. Now my default saddle is the alligator. It's easy enough to get. And it looks almost as good as the rattlesnake. Miko says, hello, Doc. And Doc says, hey, Miko. Yeah, I was disappointed in Dragon's Den Part 2. But I think that's the way of the future. More and more games are going to be doing it. Metro says, I'm here, fellas. Greetings, Metro. David says, using the beaver saddle at the moment, I have 7 snakes in my bag, so almost there. Yeah, the beaver saddle is underrated, I think. But I just don't like the look of it. Christian says, hey, Metro, you have been missed. And David says, Metro. Ashen King says, do you have a favorite Red Dead 1 horse? I don't. Not really. All those horses are the same to me. I like the one that Bonnie gives you. Just because of the coat. The thoroughbred. It's kind of a Palomino thoroughbred, but, not really. They're not... Horses in that game are more like motorcycles to me. They just don't have the personalities that these horses have. Metro says, did you miss me, Black Lung? Well done, Metro. Appreciate the reference. Jolly Rancher says, drank too much of the Irish water today, Antonio. Well, Jolly Rancher, drink regular water, and you will even things out. Christian says, hope all you folks are doing well on this fine Saturday. We're doing better now that you are here, Christian. Doc says, I was transacting with the Trapper today when a random band of bounty hunters came by. The Trapper yelled at me and lit out to tell all the bounty hunters where I was. Those pesky bounty hunters, Doc. Always interfering. Metro says, sorry, hello chat, I wasn't here last week. Sorry, I broke my phone. I'm sorry to hear that, Metro. Phones are essential. I don't know when it got that way. When did it get that way? Phones became essential. I would say 2008, 10 perhaps, where people are glued to their phones. Always bugs me when I see dog walkers with a leash in one hand and the phone in the other. I mean, I spend a lot of time on my phone, but the walk is for the dog. And one of the reasons I enjoy the walk is because I'm not looking at the phone. You know, I'm not thinking about the channel. I'm not checking emails. I'm not getting all worked up by the politics on X. I'm not scrolling endlessly through Instagram. You know, I'm outside playing with a dog, just, you know, seeing the world through her eyes, which is a lot of fun. Doc says, but I got my piebald Tobiano Hungarian half-bred today for my 46% Arthur. Well done, Doc. And Jolly Rancher says, regular water in between every 2 Irish waters is the perfect mix to make sure of no hangover. Interesting. I just, you know, in the days when I drank, I would just load up before and load up after. Doc says, hee hee, half-breed meant half-bred. Well, half-breed is a song by Cher. I'm sure you remember that song, Doc. Eagles Pro says, Super Antonio, I'm doing a freedom video tomorrow. Well done, Eagles. And David says, right on, Doc. And Metro says, it was fun not having a phone. It made me realize there's more to life, you know? Yeah. I mean, I consult my phone as often as everyone else. I just don't during the dog walk, but it's in the pocket. I mean, in the morning, if I've got an open trade that I need to watch, I'll check the phone, but that's about it. Christian says, right on, Metro, we are glued to our phones, but phones benefit us in a lot of ways. Yeah, you have all the information published at your fingertips. You no longer have to learn or memorize anything because it's all here. Ashen King says, how does Boadicea move compared to other Hungarian half-breds? Typical. I don't see a difference or feel a difference. I still prefer the piebald.
Okay, let's take a look at it.
Doc says, I'm a fan of tequila. I think it keeps out the vapors.
All made to measure.
I bet David is also a fan of tequila, Doc. I always enjoyed a rum and coke myself with a splash of Kahlua. Eagle says I meant free roam. I knew what I thought so, Eagles. And Jolly Rancher says, twice Jameson, 2 Jamesons, then 1 water. The only mathematics we need. Haha. So you're a Jameson man. Well done. Never Weekend 17 says, Super Antonio, is your favorite sidearm the volcanic pistol? I feel like I see you use it a lot. I did in old videos, so you might be watching a bunch of old videos. I would use it as the offhand. The current favorite is Jim Boyd Calloway's Schofield, which we can get early. Made a couple videos on that. I also like Flacco's, the Cattleman with the Hero grip. I really like ivory grips. But yeah, I did, you know, the volcanic, very accurate, fast reload rate, carries a lot of rounds. I like it as an offhand, but it hasn't fallen out of favor. I just haven't used it as much. My other favorite offhand was the the sawed-off loaded with incendiaries.
You trying to rob a sick man?
I was trying to help.
Bullshit you was.
You move and I shoot.
Christian says, but it's still good to go outside for a jog or workout, not be on our phone every day or every moment. I agree. Girls especially, outside with their, with their phones, just walking around, looking at your phone. Metro says, I just watched Netflix, went outside a lot, and played lots of Red Dead. When I came back, I had 99 notifications. Well, you're very popular, Metro. And maybe that's why they're looking at their phones, because they're in constant communication. That's the other thing I noticed, is women are like talking on the phone. They're talking to someone as they're walking. David says, Southern Comfort and Dr. Pepper or peach brandy with Dr. Pepper chaser. Interesting, David. Bourbon. I used to like Scotch and water, and what else did I like? I did like Jameson's.
Help me, and I shall help thee.
Macallan's. Doc Skullhammer says, every new technological wave is met with criticism from the generation just prior to it. It strikes me that phones are just a tool on which you can depend too greatly, just as you can on any other tool. It's just the very fact, Doc, that there's all the information that's ever been published available at your fingertips, in addition to the ability to communicate with anyone who has one of these, worldwide. It's a revolutionary tool. It may be just a tool, but it's a revolutionary tool. You can do your banking here. You can make a living off this thing. It's the potential is immense and life-changing, and it keeps evolving at a geometric rate, at a rate that humans, I don't think, can keep up with. Metro says, so what did I miss? So we're just hanging out, talking about food and phones and Irish whiskey. Jolly Rancher says, Leviticus Cornwall would be no match for our Mr. Jameson. And Christian says, so Super Antonio, how was your day? Did you get your workout and went out with Sadie? We went out with Sadie. We did our dog workout, but I didn't do a workout today. I was thinking I might do one after stream, but probably not. I'm tired. David says, if we go that route, it would be the Glenlivet. Yes. Single malt scotch. Jolly Rancher says, Eagles Pro in the basement of the old fort. Asking about the Civil War Hardy hat. Jolly Rancher says, where you get Lindsay Wolford. That's probably one of the hardest bounties to collect. They have a Gatling gun. Christian says, hope you don't start yawning at the end of the live stream. Same here, Christian.
Got some room in the stable here. I'll give you a fair price.
Metro says, I wonder if Arthur ever had Dr. Pepper. I mean, it did come out in 1885, I think. He might have had it in Rhodes. I mean, Coca-Cola, that's Atlanta. Where was Dr. Pepper from?
I'll make this horse prettier than you.
Dr. Pepper origin. It's Waco, Texas, so New Austin. Originally made in Morrison's Old Corner Drugstore in Waco, Texas. It's named Dr. Pepper after Dr. Charles Pepper, a Virginia doctor who was the father of a girl Morrison once was in love with. So he named, well, he probably invested some money in the company. Christian says, yeah, Metro, they did come out during 1885. David says, Fort Brennan down in the cellar and the Civil War knife there too. 27 viewers in the chat. Welcome, friends. Appreciate having you here. As you know, the liver chestnut Hungarian half-bred is hidden in the game files. And you need a mod to extract her. We used Save Wizard. Also, if you get a chance, check out my second channel where we do movie and Blu-ray reviews. And I'm currently doing movie quote shorts, where I just make shorts out of my favorite movies. And I'm enjoying that a lot. It's getting a lot of views for that channel. More views than the movie reviews, if I'm honest. But you know, that's the nature of shorts. And for me, it's more creative, it's more performative. It's a lot of fun for me personally. Metro says, wait, who was president when Arthur was around? We'd have to look that up, Metro. And Ashen King says, I do have a theory Arthur lost not just Boadicea and Blackwater, but also his original sidearm. Hence, he grabbed a random cattleman from the camp armory. Yes, that's true. That would make sense. U.S. President, 1899. William McKinley. Teddy Roosevelt is 1901. But they mentioned the president in game. He's on one of the cigarette cards. Alfred McAllister and Thaddeus Waxman. They both have cigarette cards. I love that there's a gold nugget in this bottle. I usually leave it. It's only 25 bucks, and I just like having it there. Cruz is here, and he says, howdy, y'all. Greetings, Cruz. Happy Saturday. David says, Cruz? Metro says, it was William McKinley. I looked it up. And Christian says, howdy, Cruz. You have been missed. Jolly Rancher says, what was dinner tonight, Antonio? I had teriyaki udon. Udon is a type of Japanese noodle. I really like the combination of noodles and rice. It's delicious to me. So that's what I had. Dot says, howdy, Cruz. And Cruz says, happy Saturday, everyone. Jolly, what did you have for dinner? I really wanted pizza salad, but I just didn't make it as far. I just kind of go to the restaurants around my house in order to go. I don't really cook. So, you know, there's a Japanese place, there is a pizza place, a Thai food place, and a bakery. But I only get, you know, like the bakery is sandwiches, but I just get like, you know, breads there. They have a really nice multi-grain bread that I get there. And I probably eat at the Japanese place the most. And what I like about those restaurants is I can bring the dog. you know, because I always order to go, and I tip well, and they all know the dog, so they make an exception for me, or they pretend she's a service dog. Doc says, howdy, Cruz, and Christian says, happy Saturday to you as well, Cruz. Metro says, howdy, Cruz, and David says, there's Valerian root up there. Yeah, we got it, David. We get that early to pump up the dead eye. Cruz says, watching Super Bad right now, and this stream. Multitasking right now, because I've watched a bunch of times. McLovin. Cruz says, you don't cook often, Super Antonio? I don't really cook. I mean, yeah, I don't really cook. I'll cook for Sadie. I always make like a fried rice type situation for her with egg and vegetables and protein. And I'll serve her that along with a little bit of applesauce and, you know, her dog kibble. But no, I don't really cook. Petra says, what is the one gun you wish was in Red Dead? Well, there's a lot of fancy guns in Red Dead Online that I wish were available for us. Jolly Rancher says, spicy beef and tomato conchiglie pasta with Parmesan and basil on top. I don't know that pasta, but it sounds delicious. Jolly. I love Italian food. Ashen says, do you have a favorite horse coat in Ghost of Tsushima? No, not really. Again, like the horses in Red Dead 1, they're kind of interchangeable. I mean, the fact that you can pick up any horse you want without consequence, kind of like Red Dead 1, takes me out of it. We do lose a horse, and that's sad. Spoiler if you haven't played the game. Cruz says, I just started to take cooking seriously. And no more easy, ready-made meals. Yeah, I don't really cook. It's just, you know, as interested I am in food, I don't really cook. I'll make rice, toast, oatmeal. But for the most, it's just, you know, I'll order to go, and then whatever I get, I'll split it into 3 meals. You know, because usually you can get at least 2 or 3 meals out of there. Jolly Rancher says, very small pasta shells. It's basically like pasta bites. So good. Sounds good. Never Western says, Super Antonio, thoughts on the chocolate roan Dutch warm blood? The most expensive horse in Chapter 2. And before the Perlino Andalusian, it had the best stats. Pretty coat. If you get it during the Hosea mission, Hosea will compliment you on it. And that's always nice. Christian says, wondering, Super Antonio, what's your favorite pizza? What's not my favorite pizza? I haven't met a pizza I don't like, but my favorite is with artichoke hearts and ham. That is a great combo to me. Tomato, cheese, artichoke, ham. But then the pizza place that I go to makes a double pepperoni that I love, and I'll tell you what they do. So it's crust, pepperoni, sauce, cheese, pepperoni, and that different placement of the pepperoni, sandwiching all the other flavors, makes it very messy, but also quite delicioso. Metro says, where's O-Dog been? Yes, he may be lurking or he may be gambling, or he may be out with his lady friend. He did meet a bath lady, and that bath lady has been taking up a lot of his time, which happens when you meet a bath lady, but that's okay. So he's happy, and we're happy for him. David says, not here tonight. Christian says, Metro Odog is a mystery that is to be solved. Here, he could be watching. We will never know. It is a Red Dead mystery. And Odog is here. Odog, greetings. I need to talk to you, Odog, because I take back everything I said about Dragon's Den Part 2. I know it's Dragon's Domain. I like calling it Dragon's Den. Christian says, like I said, he is a mysterious man, also a mystery to be solved one day. Jolly Rancher says, any pizza with mushroom on it is a good pizza. And Odog says, what up, Davy boy? And Frodo says, boy, am I late, LOL. Frodo, you are just in time. A wizard and a hobbit are always just in time. Do you remember when Frodo, when Bilbo leaves to go off on his adventure, and he's running down, chasing the dwarves, holding his contract, which is just streaming in the wind. So I guess he was kind of late. Odog says, I'm in the background tonight. Thanks for asking, Metro and Christian. Cruz says, for a second I thought you were patrolling Gotham right now, Odog. Yeah, Odog, Dragon's Domain Part 2 looks like they're going to kill you with the microtransactions. They're just going to nickel and dime you to death. Also, it looks like it costs $1 just to save your game, which is ridiculous. And I think that's the way of the future. It's microtransactions. But doesn't mean I have to like it. Doesn't mean I'm going to play it. And I am disappointed because I was seriously considering getting a PS5 for that game. That's the first game I've seen that's PS5 exclusive that I was interested in playing. But not anymore. Everything I said last night, I take it back. Kristen says, yeah, no problem, Odog. We are glad you're at least lurking in the comments. Odog says, I've been here the entire time, lurking. Well, Odog, you heard what I said about the bath ladies. Cruz says, $1 to save a game. What a terrible business model. Yeah, I don't understand how that can be. You should see the list of things you can buy in Dragon's Den Part 2. And it's not like Red Dead Online, you can buy gold. Okay, that makes sense to me. You know, you can buy 500 gold bars for $10 or whatever. Or you can, you can earn them organically through the game. But, yeah, it's like there were health items, there were costumes, just everything you would expect in a game. But also save points and maps and, I don't know what else, but I was very disappointed. Christian says, whoa, makes me feel like I'm being watched, Odog. I always get a feeling you are watching everyone carefully. Yes, that's true. Odog is very adept with the ban button, and he has far less patience than I do. Neverweekend says, not gonna lie, I think Aragorn is a better character than Thorin, or at least he's my favorite of the two. Yeah, I would agree, of course, Strider, but Thorin, he has a much better singing voice. I'll say that for Thorin Oakenshield. That movie did not need to be 3 movies, even though it's nice to see Stephen Fry in Rivertown. But yeah, I watched it once all the way through, and I have the Blu-rays, but it's not Lord of the Rings. Odog says, Smigadada, and he has a mad emoticon. I hope you're thinking about the microtransactions. And Odog says, LOL, Christian. And Odog says, I love most bath ladies. Yes. What's not to love, Odog? But like I say, you know, if you meet one, they're going to take up a lot of your time. Frodo says Bookthorn keeps up with Aragorn. They kind of did Thorn dirty in the movies, in my opinion. And Kristen says Odog probably says, get out of chat, you troll, with the ban button, Super Antonio. He does. He does. I usually will just time out for a day. Odog and Serena have no patience. Cruz says, and Serena will go one step further and report. But that's because she's a girl, I think, and they just take it more seriously. Cruz says, why not just play that RPG that came out a few years ago? Elden Ring, I think it's called. What I liked about Dragon's Domain is it reminded me of Witcher 3, except more customizable. But I think if I'm going to go back to that world, I'll just play Witcher 3 again, because Witcher 3 is just as good as this game.
Could really use some good meat for this.
And I would argue has better crafting. Better horses in this game, but better crafting in Witcher 3. You can make all sorts of fun stuff. Cruz says, shout out Legolas, the master archer. He was indeed. Miko says, hello, Odog. And Christian says, hope Serena shows up, Super Antonio. Yeah, she might. She might not. She's upside down in Australia. Eagle says, I was going to say she's not here. And Odog says, Miko. Neverweekend says, I just have a lot of nostalgia for Aragorn, I suppose. But I feel like his story is a bit more interesting to me. I like how Sam calls him Longshanks. Because he's tall, I guess. I'm very sentimental about the original trilogy. I watch it every holidays, like Christmas weekend or Christmas week. I'll just have it on constantly in the background, playing like the radio. And Serena's here. Everybody say hi to Serena. Serena says, hi, Antonio. I've been here all the time, listening and watching while cleaning my room. And Serena says, hi, everyone. Yeah, Serena, they were asking about you. Eagle says, oh, there she is. Miko says, hello, Serena. And Kristen says, yeah, Eagles, we all get sad when all mods are not here in the chat watching us. David says, the thing I like about this chat, it speaks things into existence. David continues with the Star Hearts emoticon. And Doc says, hi, Serena. Yes, Serena, Doc's here. I know you were asking about him last night. I got my mint tea tonight. And we got a full house. I'm happy. Sadie's in her crate, Serena, but I'll call her back for you. Hop up. Here she is. Say hi to Sadie and Odog and Doc and Christian and Frodo and Eagles Pro. She had a bath. She's all clean now. Here, let's see if we can. Let's see if she'll crunch in front. Here. Hop, hop, hop. Hop up. Come here. Hop up. Okay. Okay, you can listen to her crunch.
Hey there, pal. Can you help me?
The one time she wants to like eat politely and not crunch. Frodo says, had to switch to my laptop to continue watching. Hello, Serena. And Eagle says, wasn't said I would understand why she didn't make it. And Miko says, good to see you. Also love Lord of the Rings. Yeah, Miko. Lord of the Rings loves you. Serena says, hi, Doc. Hi, Christian. Hi, Frodo. Hi, Cruz. Eagle Pro said, hi, Sadie. Say hi to Eagle. And Cruz says, hi, Serena and Sadie. Doc says she's a beautiful lady. Yeah, say hi to Doc. We don't see Docs, and you don't even know Doc. He's an old friend of the channel. Commandant says, hey everyone, greetings Commandant. And Christian says, hello Serena, hope you are well ma'am. And Serena says, hi Sadie, always good to see you, beautiful. And she's going, gone. Where are you going? Okay, here. Move over to your chair. There. There, Wolf. Sit. Christian says, hello, Sadie, you beautiful girl. And Cruz says, Doc, I heard you play Red Dead 2 on PC. A reliable source mentioned it. Is that true? Yeah, I believe Doc is a PC player. Sadie moved back to her crate. Mika says, hey Sadie, let's get those greetings in before she falls asleep again. Yeah. She's back in her crate. She's back asleep. She has no patience for the live stream, for Red Dead Redemption 2, or the chat tonight. Shirking her responsibilities. Commandant says, beautiful horse. Yeah, you can only get her with a mod. We used Save Wizard. Serena says, LOL Christian, yes, always watching. In case of trolls, I'm doing something. I'm still watching the stream. Yes, Serena is ever vigilant. Doc says, that's true, Cruz. I played it from 2019 to 2021 when it was released on PC, so I picked it up there. I'm mainly a PC person. Commandant says, hopefully I did not show up too late. You are just in time, Commandant. Eagles said, I made 2 new videos. Well done, Eagles. And Serena says, hi, Commandant. 24 viewers in the chat. Welcome, friends. Happy Saturday. Just hanging out with Boadicea, the liver chestnut Hungarian half-bred. Never Weekend says, bought a PC last year just to play Red Dead 2 with mods. It was a pretty good investment. And Commandant says, hi, Star. Still here. I just have dog hair on my nose. My nose is itchy and I don't like scratching it on camera. Christian says, hello Commandant, nobody is ever late. If you show up, Super Antonio is happy and the mods, plus Sadie, half Pitbull and half Super Antonio. She's half Pitbull and a bunch of other things, including Labrador, German Shepherd, and a bunch of other miscellaneous dogs. Cruz says, Doc, if you use keyboards, can you hotkey shortcuts for the game? I'm sure you can. Or do you use a controller? Wonder if it's easier to navigate the game with a keyboard. Frodo says, what are all of these stats on the the liver chestnut Hungarian half-bred? Frodo, I would have to look that up. I am not certain. Serena says, nice Eagles Pro. I just uploaded 2. Commandant says, LOL, okay, sometimes people get mad if you are late because it messes with the flow. Commandant, you are the flow. The chat is the flow. People come, people go. People say hello. People say goodbye. You know, it just, you know, the chat dictates the flow of the video, if that makes sense, or of the live stream. New Austin, or actually West Elizabeth, is a stand your ground state. And if you stand your ground and don't move at all, I recommend taking your hands off the controller. That bear will just get frustrated and run away. Never Weekend says, I have around 4,000 hours in Red Dead 2 on PS5 and 100% complete the game, so I ran out of things to do on console. Never Weekend, you weren't here last night when I talked about Dragon's Domain Part 2, a PS5 exclusive, and I take back everything I said. But you may enjoy that game if you enjoy being microtransacted within an inch of your wallet. Commandant says, I wish Arthur could have a dog in this game, but I guess the horse broke our hearts enough in the final mission. Yeah. I don't want to lose a dog, too. And Christian says, yeah, Eagles Pro, I like one of them. I'm sure. And to you as well, Star Hearts. Serena says, nobody gets upset if anyone is late. All here are welcome. Doc says, don't say flow again. I'll have to go to the restroom. My apologies, Doc. I meant to say stream and waterfall. Serena says, LOL, Doc, and also Christian. Commandant says, I wish the horse was in this game. It might be more emotional to have his original horse, who's seen him through all his crimes, and finally they both retrieve the redemption Arthur desires. And of course, that bear thing is not 100%. Yeah, I don't know why that horse would be in the files and not be accessed and not even be available online. Cruz says, might use a keyboard, just a hotkey, because switching between weapons while in combat can be a nightmare, and faster inventory navigation. I don't know, it took me a while, but I do like the left rights. PS4 is turned off, so I can like fool around with the controller. Yeah, that works. It seems intuitive now. Inventory management. I was just thinking about inventory management, which is not really, once you get the Legend of the East Satchel, it's not really a problem anymore. And, the games like Resident Evil, the Resident Evil franchise, inventory management is critical to your gameplay. Figuring out what you can take, what you have to leave behind, what you have to store, what you don't even pick up. And that adds an interesting challenge that this game doesn't have once you get the Legend of the East Satchel. First playthrough, I didn't even know about the Legend of the East Satchel. I just kind of went on with Arthur's Satchel. Doc says, PC makes filling out forms easier, LOL. And Commandant says, poor Arthur just fought for his life while we are talking about horses. Well, it is the horse show. Christian says, you're not wrong, Doc. And Eagle says, I'm on PS5, so I can record better. Yeah, I had big plans. I was going to get a PS5 and Dragon's Den Part 2, and then I was going to keep one PS4 for version 1 Arthur, transfer my files over to the PS5, and then move the second PS4 into the bedroom and turn that into a Blu-ray player. Had it all figured out. And then I read the report on the microtransactions, and now I don't care anymore. Cruz says, next playthrough, I won't get Legend of the East Satchel and try a more survivalist approach with limited supplies. Yeah, 5 of everything. It's a pain to get the Rattlesnake Vaquero saddle. And, I do love getting that. I love hunting for the Legend of the East Satchel. That's one of my favorite things to do in a game. And speaking of Hungarian half-breds, Doc says, yeah, that thing with the bear not eating you if you stand still is a little iffy. The first 5 times I tried it, I was ripped up pretty bad. But Superantonio kept telling me it would work. So, yeah, you have to stand your ground. You have to stand exactly still. And and it'll work, but it's not 100%. Yeah, it's not 100%. It's not like getting up on a boulder. Eagle says, well, PS5 is $450. Yeah, it's like I figured we'd be around $500. I want the one with the drive. Cruz says, LOL, Dragon's Den ruined it all. Yeah. I like calling it Dragon's Den. Is that show even still out? I used to really enjoy watching it. I like the companies that the people that really overvalued their company. Serena says, nice Eagles Pro. I'm on PS4. Cruz says, new PS5 Pro and PS5 Slim coming out soon. Ooh, PS5 Slim. I like that. I like that idea. Do they have a picture of it? It's got it's $500. It's on Amazon. GameStop has it for $474. Sony Interactive is $449. I don't know if that one has the disc drive though. Yeah, $500. Doc says, or running. Christian says, people with the Apple Pro version have been making people break things in restaurants because they forget where they are at. Yeah, that's one thing I wouldn't get. That just looks ridiculous. Commandant asks, why do I feel like Arthur standing still with Bear could have been a Jackass skit or stunt? It's got total, hi, I'm Arthur Morgan, and I'm going to get mauled by a bear. Yeah, you can play it that way. Doc says, Slim also sometimes comes with overheating problems. I'd check on that. You're right, Doc. You are absolutely right. Cramming all that tech into a console that's like 25 or 30% smaller or thinner just for design purposes. Yeah, but I'm not like, I don't know of any PS5 game I want to play right now other than this game on PS5. David says, missed a lot. The Kings demanded attention. Are you talking about the LA Kings, David? LA Kings, Los Angeles Kings hockey. And they won against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Or are they winning? It's 0-1. Is the game still on? I don't know. Cruz says GTA 6 pushed back to 2026. Yeah, I was going to mention that, O-Dog. So now I don't have to upgrade to PS5 and 4K TV until then. Easier on my wallet. Yeah. It's never a good sign where they start pushing it back or pushing it forward. Doc says form should follow function in my world. Yes, Doc, I agree. But also, I am shallow, and I do like the look of things. And sometimes, for me, the look of things is more important than the actual function of things. I like things that look pretty. Commandant says, I can't stand Mama Watson. Hell, all I'm trying to do is rob her house, and she wants to yell at me like I'm her son. Yeah, that's mean Lady Watson. Serena says, thought GTA 6 was coming out next year. Maybe, Serena. I hope it does for your sake. because I know you and pretty much everyone in the chat is looking forward to playing it. David says Kodak and Odin.
Hey, okay.
What are you feeding them, Odog? Or David? Forgive me, Odog. You two are cohorts and joined at the hip, so sometimes I get your names confused. Eagle says it comes out in 2026. Cruz says, or if anyone studied accounting substance over form. Serena says, okay, then give me time. Gives me time to get a PS5. Yeah, Serena, you need a PS5. You absolutely do. Eagle says, Red Dead 3 doesn't come out until 2028 or 2026. It depends. Eagles, I would say more like 2030 at the earliest, if they are even working on it. Doc says, I get it. Odog says, I don't care about GTA 6. Odog says, college football this summer. And Cruz says, by the look of things, then maybe the PS5 Pro would be prettier as far as graphics go, although it is a bulky console. I like the look of the PS5. I mean, you know, especially when you stand it up. It looks like a modern building. It looks, Serena, like the Sydney Opera House. You know, architecturally, it's just a nice looking console. David says, tie her up and let the chickens have at her. Though I shot her this playthrough. Yeah, I always leave her alone, David. She's just a mean old lady. Serena says, yes, can't wait to play GTA 6. I still play GTA 5. And Christian says, Super Antonio is also known as Super Bandit because he is a very mean man. Just kidding, Super Antonio is very kind and nice man. I bet he would love to meet his viewers. It would make my whole year meeting him. Oh, that's nice of you to say, Christian. We're kind of meeting right now. That's what these chats are for. David says, Blue Buffalo, and they are the kings I was referring to. Oh, okay. Yeah, I loved Blue Buffalo. Sadie was raised. That was the first thing I did was change her over to Blue Buffalo puppy chow. And then I give her, now I have like, we'll have like, I like full meat kibble, and then I'll mix it with like a half grain, half meat kibble. So I've got like this full beef one. I don't know what it's called. I get it from Amazon. And then Amazon has their own brand of dog food called, I believe it's called WAG. And they've got all sorts of like healthy-ish kibbles that are like brown rice and chicken, salmon or salmon and lentil. I like the salmon and lentil because she eats enough rice. So, but I'll mix those two in a jumble, and then I'll give her a scoop. Eagle says, yeah, they are. I saw the game logo. It looked like Dutch. Eagle says, you can look it up, Super Antonio. And Serena says, when I first met Mama Watson, I felt sorry for her. I didn't want to hurt her. Now, doesn't worry me. I get her donkey, LOL. Yeah, actually, you do have to kill her if you go back the second time. Or you could just, like, kill all her sons and leave, I guess. Not sure what we were trying to accomplish here. David says, that's what we do. We mix with wet food. Yeah, they like having a little crunch. Yeah, and then I will, this is the extent of my cooking. I know how to make fried rice. So I'll make her fried rice, and I'll put broccoli and carrots and peas and rice and egg, and then a protein, which is either hamburger or chicken or pork. So I'll give her a scoop of that, and blueberries, because she likes blueberries. So I'll give her a scoop of that and a scoop of kibble. That's what she'll get. And I'll heat up the, I'll microwave the fried rice. Eagle says, yeah, but Super Antonio, look up Red Dead Redemption 3. I don't believe they're working on it, even if they say they're working on it, Eagles. And the sites you are going to are just speculating on Red Dead 3. They're not actually, they just want you to click on it.
Clearly, May, you think you're so great.
In my mind, especially with modern gaming journalism, they're just making it up. They're just making up stories. So I don't really think it's coming out. But for your sake, I hope it does.
Strutting around.
Serena says, when I first met Mama Watson, oh, and we saw that.
Mister, this here's my patch.
Micah says, hello, greetings, Micah. And Serena says, hi, Micah. David says, Micah. David says, or Doc says, I fry a mean egg over easy. Big, ripe yellows. I do love an over easy egg, Doc. That's probably my favorite way to eat eggs for breakfast, with a runny yolk. So it just spills all over into the hash browns and the bacon and the toast. Kristen says, Micah, you dirty rat, draw. It will be the last thing you do. And Commandant says, are you a fan of Telltale games like The Walking Dead? I liked the look of The Walking Dead because it reminded me of the graphic novels. But I'm not sure what you mean by Telltale. Cruz says, what could Red Dead 3 even be about, to be honest? A rhetorical question. Well, I would like it to be set in like 1870-ish, the golden age of cowboys, and I would like to follow a young Dutch and Hosea. If they did that, and they showed like a good Dutch, with a an idealistic Dutch, a young Hosea, a young Miss Grimshaw, then the whole franchise would become about the redemption and fall of Dutch van der Linde. And that would be interesting to me. Just like when you attach the prequels to the to the original trilogy in Star Wars, it becomes an arc about Anakin. It pretty much becomes Anakin's story. Commandant says, that's the game company, and Serena says, well said, Cruz. I still play Red Dead 3. If it came out, maybe when they are young, Commandant says, or we could get like a Josie Wales story. Christian says, kind of scary if you think of Arthur yelling your name if you choose to go back for the money, all dark, and you hear him all angry. And Serena says, I like sunny side up eggs and scrambled eggs. David says, I make them with no runny egg whites. Ooh. I like runny egg yolks. And then I've never made it, but I see it on Instagram all the time. It looks delicious, where you take a piece of toast and you cut a hole in the circle with like a coffee cup or a glass, and then you fry an egg in there. And that looks delicious. I'd like to try that. Doc says, I'm with you, Serena. In fact, I never met an egg I didn't like. A dinosaur egg, Komodo dragon egg, the egg from Alien, a facehugger egg. I can think of many eggs you don't like, Doc. I'm just teasing you. Never Weekend says, Serena, Super Antonio, my dog Ollie loves watching your stream with me. He's a miniature dachshund. Oh, that's nice. Shout out to Ollie. You know, Never Weekend, I've heard that before. That is a lot of viewers' dogs like watching the stream, like my voice. I find that very charming, and I'm happy to be there for you and your dog. Doc says, I just like him from a distance. Hey, there's a new Alien that I saw a preview for that looked interesting. Alien, I think Romulus, which is an odd choice. You know, Romulus is a very Star Trek-y name. But, you know, it looked like an alien. You know, it was all on a spaceship. Looked interesting. Also, I saw the trailer for the new Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice Part 2, called Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice has that girl from Wednesday. I forget her name. Who's probably Winona Ryder's daughter, and Winona Ryder's there. And then the mom, I forget her name. And of course, Michael Keaton returns. It just, I mean, it looked fun and sentimental, but it just didn't feel like this movie needs to be made. You know, kind of looked like a cash grab. Kind of looked like fan service. Tim Burton, I can't remember the last decent movie Tim Burton has made. Probably Sleepy Hollow for me. Serena says, I can't eat cage eggs. Taste different. What's a cage egg, Serena? It's where you make chickens fight in a cage? Cage fighter eggs? Are you talking like free roam versus factory eggs? Maybe? David says, used to make those all the time. They just called egg and bread. I think it's birds in a nest, though. Yeah, I think it's called birds in a nest. I've never had it. I should try to make that sometime. Frodo says, do you know why a lonely cowboy would adopt a dachshund? To get a long little doggy. I do love a bad pun. Or a good pun. Eagles Pro says, Jenna. Yeah, Jenna something. She's Wednesday. Cruz says, will you watch the Roadhouse remake, Super Antonio? I saw a long trailer for it. Looked interesting. Conor McGregor's in it. And I believe it may be Conor McGregor's first cinematic role. I may be mistaken. And Jake Gyllenhaal is in crazy shape. How old is Jake Gyllenhaal? Jake Gyllenhaal is 43. Yeah, he's in ridiculous shape. Ridiculous Wolverine shape. Jenna Ortega, Doc and David says. So yeah, Cruz, I probably will watch it. Micah says, if I had a dog, I'd name it Ollie. Ollie is also the name of a skateboard trick. Micah says, Jenna Ortega, I know a lot of guys who had crushes on her, LOL. Yeah, she's a cutie. Never Weekend says, I think she means store-bought eggs. Serena, do you have chickens? Upside down Australian chickens? That's crazy. That's great. Do you name them? Or are they just like livestock? It'd be funny. My cousin has chickens. He had a barbecue, and one of the reasons why I brought the dog over, well, they all know her, but I wanted her to see the chickens, and so she was having a fun time terrorizing all the chickens. I don't think my cousin appreciated it, but you know, I thought it was important for Sadie to see her food in its natural form. Doc says, me too, Micah. She's too sweet. And Serena says, yes, never weekend. From the store. And Cruz says, Jenna Ortega, Latina that can't speak Spanish, points off for me because of that. Well, she was raised in America, I assume. Maybe she's just half. Frodo says, just watch the new Roadhouse. It was decent. And Never Weekend says it's all right. Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. It's free. Why not? Christian says, Serena, don't worry about it. Super Antonio will understand what you're trying to type or say. Yes, that is true, Christian. Cruz says, who is the female main lead for the new Roadhouse? Frodo. Yeah, I don't know. Serena says, no, haven't got chickens, LOL, from the store. They sell cage eggs. And Never Weekend says, I do own chickens. We have about 13, which is just enough for plenty of eggs for my family. Yeah, free eggs for life. Well, not really, but you know what I mean. That's great. And Jesse Gilliam or Gilliam says, Boadicea, Arthur's girl. Yes, welcome, Jesse. The liver chestnut Hungarian half-bred, as you probably know, only exists in the game files, and we pulled her out with a mod. Save Wizard, in fact. So we're just kind of riding around, showcasing the horse, talking about chickens. And what else? Movies. Eagles says, I gotta go. Okay, Eagles. Appreciate you being here, friend. You have a good weekend. We'll be doing a campfire chat tomorrow night. Doc says, like Mel Brooks used to say, I must be off. See you guys later. Been great tonight. Thank you, Doc. I appreciate you being here. You have a great weekend. Shout out to you, to your lovely wife. We will be doing a campfire chat tomorrow night at 7 p.m. PST. And it would be great to see you. But if not, you have a great week, my friend. And I'll talk to you soon. Shout out to Doc Skullhammer. David says, see you, Pro. Have a good one. Cruz says, later, guys. David says, see you, Doc. Have a good night. Frodo says, Daniela Melchior is the love interest. And haven't really heard of her. Sadly underused, but she's a great actress otherwise. Christian says, goodbye, Eagles Pro. Get some rest. You hear, or you'll see Micah in the real world. And he continues, later, Doc. What happened to Maggie Gyllenhaal? She was like very popular for a minute. And then Jake kind of eclipsed her. Never Weekend says, if you get a few roosters with your hands, then at some point your eggs will be fertilized, and all it takes is a heat lamp to hatch them, so technically you're right. Unlimited eggs. Yeah, infinite eggs. Serena says, bye, Doc. And Never Weekend says, bye, you guys. Yeah, see? And then you can, like, also, you can sell the eggs that are cage free, so you get a little bit of an income source. I don't know what else you could do with them, but you know, just free eggs. What can't you make with eggs? Pancakes, cakes. David says, have you thought about AC Valhalla Star Hearts? Yes, Serena, I would push for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. You can find them used on eBay for cheap, way cheaper than $70. It's on PS4. You can play as a girl. It's a Viking game. It's not scary, I assure you. It's combat heavy, but you can handle that. You just upgrade your weapons. You know, a lot of swords. A lot of climbing. You'd have fun. You can customize her. You can give her tattoos. You can change her hair. Cruz says, and an alarm every morning if you get a rooster. Commandant says, that's called egg in a nest. Yeah, I'd like to have that at some point. Never Weekend says, see ya, Christian, you as well. And Commandant says, who has the better tent, Dutch or Arthur? Well, I'd have to say Dutch. I mean, he has an actual floor in his tent.
Just wait a second, girl.
And as O-Dog would mention, he does get the company of a woman, even though the, his bed is like a single bed. Never Weekend says, oh yeah, only down part to Rooster is a 4 a.m. alarm clock. Yeah, what's that about? But, that's what it's like. Serena says, Antonio, did you and Sadie watch my video? Yes, we did, Serena.
Hey, partner.
We gave you a like. And ironically, we did it right before this stream. I was thinking of putting a comment in there saying come to the stream, but I didn't want to self-promote on your video. Just didn't seem right. But we did watch. Frodo says, Commandant, I'd say Arthur for aesthetic, but Dutch for privacy. And Christian says, hey guys, I'm leaving y'all. I'm not leaving, y'all want me to leave. So rude. Joking. Yeah, Christian, don't worry about it. And Serena says, LOL, Christian, sorry. Serena says, thank you, Antonio and Sadie. And Christian says, it's all right, Serena. Star heart emoticons. These Saturday horse shows do really good in terms of views and also replays. In fact, spoiler alert, they do better than Free Roam Fridays and Marston Mondays. And the campfire chats. Not combined, of course, but, pound for pound, the Saturday Horse Show is the most popular live stream that we're doing right now. Cruz says, Super Antonio, do you have a pocket watch equipped on your Arthur? Well, I'll equip the Reutlinger when we get it, but I don't really bother. Commandant says, I wonder where the gang's Shire or Belgian draft horses go after they set up camp. The only ones left are the Tennessee Walkers and Morgans. Great point, Commandant. Perhaps they are storing them at the stables. But you'd think they'd be there on the side. Kristen says, don't forget to like the live stream, friends. Yeah, I appreciate that. 19 viewers in the chat. Also would appreciate if you had a chance or a moment to take a look at the second channel where we do video and Blu-ray reviews. And also movie quote shorts, where I just do dramatic readings of my favorite movie quotes. Which is a lot of fun for me personally. It's more performative.
If you're struggling for space in your satchel, just bring me the right material.
And it's just
I'll hook something up for you.
it's just more of a I don't know what the word I'm looking for. It's just it's more of a performance for me, and it'll take the channel in an interesting way, and it'll attract an interesting new set of viewers, I think. They do well. They do quite well. Better than the movie reviews, ironically, but that's just the nature of shorts. Christian says, Commandant, I'm pretty sure they use those horses for the wagons. You can see them through chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, and they have a stagecoach. Lenny shows up in a stagecoach when they get to Shady Belle. They might even have it in the procession to Clemens Point. Commandant says, I'm using the Raven Black Shire. It just fits Arthur, but people have said it's too big of a horse. But since Arthur was the enforcer, I figured he wouldn't ride a pony. Yeah, he looks great on that horse. It's just slow. Commandant says, is this what you do for work? No, it is not, Commandant. This is what I do for fun. Vio Real says, Super Antonio, dumb Micah. Yeah, dumb Micah and his dumb hat and his dumb horse Baylock. Shout out to dumb Micah. We don't really focus on Micah in the free roams or on this. Micah is more of a video thing than a live stream thing.
Just got into town, mister?
Never Weekend says, my phone died, so I had to switch over to my computer. This is Never Weekend just on a different account. Well, Never Weekend, I would have, well, actually, no, you are subbed to it if you can, like, chat, so I appreciate that. Commandant says, hopefully one day this can be your full-time job, making money and hanging out with your friends. Yeah, that would be, you know, that's optimal, Commandant, but it's pretty good the way it's working out right now. I mean, I'm happy. I mean, money's nice, and, you know, more subscribers and views are always nice, but, you know, the channel never really blew up. It grew organically over the past 4 or 5 years, and that's fine. Not everybody gets or understands my quirky sense of humor. Some people love my voice, some people hate my voice, and you know, I just don't like indifference. I want you to like me or hate me, but I do not want you to be indifferent to me. But the channels that really blow up and get really big, it's because they're like either very likable or very hateable, or sometimes both. And I don't attract extremes like that. Christian says, Cruise Arabians are great, perfect coat, perfect speed, but literally a nut falling off a tree would spook them enough to buck Arthur off. And Commandant says, I'm not saying Micah is the camp rat, I'm just saying you never see Micah and the rat together. And Cruz continues to Christian, never had a problem being bucked off or just being easily spooked, LOL. Yeah, the bucking mechanism, I think it has to do with your bonding level and also what you're doing with a horse. I mean, if you're going to ride him into a cougar or a panther or a wolf pack, yeah, you're going to get bucked. Never Weekend says, I'm subbed. Your videos are the highlight of my day.
You mark my words.
Well, I appreciate that, Never Weekend. It's always nice to hear. And I'm happy to be here for you. And this channel and Arthur will always be there for you. And Commandant says, or they are teen heartthrobs. Justin Bieber never made good videos, LOL. Yeah, look at him now. He's got tattoos on his neck. Sad. Well, I don't know. You might have tattoos on your neck. I saw a woman at the bakery today with a tattoo of, I think it was a fan or a seashell or something on her neck. And,
Good girl.
you know, I guess that's what you're doing now. At any rate, I appreciate all you being here, friends. Coming and says, ironic that Arabians are actually war horses. Yes, that is very ironic. That's about all I have for you. Shout out to the mods. Odog, David, Serena, Doc. Really appreciate all of you being here. And it's great talking to all of you. I have set up for you guys a new exit. Because I never know what to say to you, except, you know, I appreciate you being here. At any rate, we shall be doing a campfire chat tomorrow, and we will return on Mondays for Marston Mondays with the Red Dead 1 live. We'll see you soon, friends. I'm Super Antonio. Thanks for watching. I appreciate
appreciate your views. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell for daily Red Dead Redemption 2 content, and we shall meet again. Further on down the trail.